There's several different things that you're going to learn about algebra. Sometimes they're going to ask you to figure out what the variable equals, and we'll get to those next week. But sometimes they're going to tell you what number to substitute in where the variable is. And that's what this is. And sometimes they'll call it substitution, and sometimes they'll call it evaluating. So I'm using the term evaluating because that's a little bit less familiar to us. So if I can get this to work. All right, so let's look at these definitions really quick. So to evaluate an expression means to do what? Read what it says. Read what it says. To evaluate an expression means to plug in the number where the variable is and to solve the problem. That's all that it means. So when they say evaluate if A equals 2, that just means plug in 2 where A is, and then you'll find your answer. A function we're going to get to later, so you can skip that for now. Actually, the rest of these we're going to skip for now. Yeah. So let's move on to evaluate, because we're going to do functions tomorrow. So this is the first thing. It's inside of your notes. So if you'll go with me, it says, if A equals 5 and B equals 10, what do the following equal? So let's do these really quickly together. So the first step is to substitute the numbers in where the letters are. Now I know some of you don't want to write this out, but I'm going to require you to for now. You need to write down what each one equals. So the first one, it says A plus B. So A equals what?
5.
And B equals?
10.
All right, so I'm just substituting 5 where A is, 10 where B is. So 5 plus 10 is?
15.
Okay, let's do the next one. We have B minus A. B is?
10.
A is?
5.
10 minus 5 is? 5. How about AB? What does that mean? A times B. So it means 5 times 10. Wait till I ask. 5 times 10 gives us? And then A over B. So we have 5 over 10. What does that equal? Can we simplify it? Can we simplify it? Yes. To what? 1/2. Very good. Divide each one by 5. Okay, so that's really all it is. You're substituting a number in where the letter is, and then you're solving the problem. Okay? Now, inside of your foldable, as you noticed, there are 4 problems there. And it says A equals what?
2.
B equals?
8.
And C equals?
10.
Okay, so for that situation, I want you to solve these 4 problems. So first, start by writing the number where it goes, and then solve it. I'll give you a minute to do that. If you'll check your answers against mine. Now listen, I know many of you just want to go straight to the answer. But I need for you to write this part out so you get used to it, because it's going to help you. For instance, does anybody see a way that we could have done a shortcut right here? What could we have done?
Put 20 over 2.
Well, besides that, though. Because first I wanted you to substitute them in, but this shows you something else, Declan.
The 2 A's cancel each other out.
Yeah, because if we have 2 and 2, we could have just canceled that out and we would have just gotten 10. And this is an important skill. As a matter of fact, in the future, you're going to be able to do that. When you get into algebra, when you see an A on the top and an A on the bottom, you're going to cancel them out and your answer is just going to be C. That's one reason why we did that whole canceling process that I showed you. How about this one? Is there another way you could have solved it besides the way that I solved it? It would have been longer, but I'm just curious if anybody solved it a different way. Anybody use the distributive property? Okay, so if you did, would you still get the same answer?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so because some people say, well, why did you not use the distributed property here? I really didn't use it because I didn't need it. But if it had been a variable, I would have needed it. But because I didn't need it, I didn't use it. But I could have, and I would have gotten the same answer. That's important to know. Okay. I want to talk briefly about some word problems involving substitution or evaluation. Here's one thing that I want you to know. Some of the problems that you're going to do today, particularly the word problems on the back, you can solve without using evaluation, without substituting the numbers in. But I want you to get in that habit because there are going to be times where you need to do it. So for today, as a matter of fact, the instructions on the back of your paper say solve using evaluation. That means that I want you to do that. So watch what we're going to do up here, and I think you have one or two in your notes also. So let's look at this one. Is this one in your notes?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, it says the expression 12x plus 3. So look, this is the algebra part. 12x plus 3 is the algebra part. Whenever they give you an algebra part, that's the first thing you want to write. So write that with me, 12x plus 3. And as a matter of fact, anytime you see a formula, you should go, hallelujah, they gave me the answer. Because that means all you're going to have to do is put the numbers in and solve it. You're not going to have to figure out how to work it out. Okay? So it gives the cost of buying how many DVDs?
Oh, X.
X DVDs. Okay? X DVDs. So that means X represents the number of DVDs. That's important to know. From Movie Mania. How much does it cost to buy 4 DVDs? That means we're going to substitute what number in for X? 4, right? Because it says X is the number of DVDs, and then it said, okay, if we bought 4 DVDs, what would be the cost? So that means we're going to do this. 12 times 4 plus 3. Okay? 12 times 4 gives us 48, plus 3 is
51.
So it'll cost us $51 to buy 4 DVDs from Movie Mania. All right, let's look at this one. We have Jessica who works at Pizza Hut. She makes $20 a day plus 75 cents for every pizza she sells. So she earns, and there it is. See that algebra formula they're giving us. So go ahead and write that. This is the formula they want us to use. So 0.075 times x plus 20. So what does x represent in this case? No. What does it represent in words?
How many she sells?
Yeah, the number of pizzas she sells. And then it says that she sold 6 pizzas. Okay, so x represents the number of pizzas, and it's 6. So what are we going to substitute for x? 6. Okay, go ahead and work out that math real quick. Raise your hand when you have the answer. Ralph, what'd you get? $23.80. Raise your hand if you agree with Ralph's math. No? Okay. You have a different answer?
Yeah, I got $24.50.
$24.50. Raise your hand if you agree with Olivia's math. Okay. $24.50 is correct. Okay? All right, so one more. Same thing. The equation t cubed plus 5 equals y gives the number of blocks in a row t of a pattern. How many blocks are in row 5? So t represents, don't give me a number, tell me what it represents.
How many blocks?
How about in a row? Because it says in row T. So it's what row number it is, right? It's not how many blocks, it represents the row. So if it's row T and our row given is 5, it's 5 cubed plus 5. Oops, I just did exactly what I told you not to do. Let me write it first. T cubed plus 5 equals y. Now, 5 cubed plus 5 equals y. Anybody know what 5 cubed is? 125. Y'all should memorize that one, okay?
Okay.
That's a good one to know. 125 plus 5 equals y. 125 plus 5 is?
130. 130.
And that equals y. Okay, make sure you've got that. You have that in your notes, right?
No.
You do not have that one? Oh, all right. Well, never mind then. Don't put it in your notes. Okay.